Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Well, I thought we was going to be doing the Knicks vs. Nets game preview, but we got a little bit more news to discuss than that, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to you. Hopefully your workday went great and you're ready for the Knicks and Nets tonight. But before we get to it, let's talk about this trade between the Brooklyn Nets and the Houston Rockets for none other than James Harden, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, for none other than James Harden. And I'm going to go ahead and read this out to you real quick. And then we're going to, talk about it. Let's check it out, ladies and gentlemen. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, the Brooklyn Nets are acquiring James Harden in a three-way deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Houston Rockets. All right, Caris LeVert, Dante Exum, Curix, 4 first-round picks, including a Cavs 2022 first-round picks through the Bucks. And 4 Nets swaps are going to the Rockets. Jarrett Allen, Taurean Prince to the Cavs. All right, again, Brooklyn is acquiring James Harden from the Houston Rockets in a 3-way deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Houston Rockets are receiving Caris LeVert, Dante Exum, Curix, and 4 first-round picks, including a Cavs 2022 first-round picks from the Bucks. And the Nets, and also 4 Nets swaps. A lot of first-round picks for the Houston Rockets. And then, to add on to that, the Rockets are then turning around and they're trading Caris LeVert to the Pacers for Victor Oladipo. And there's more, ladies and gentlemen. The Nets are acquiring a 2024 second-round pick in the deal from the Cavaliers. And the Cavaliers are receiving Jarrett Allen, who should be considered their future at the center spot. He's only 22 years old. So let me rewind this. Let me bring it all back and go over it one more time. Then I'm going to jump in here with my guy, Tony. We're going to talk about it. So let's do this again, just to make sure that you got it down. All right, let me turn this Beat by Evergreen down just a little bit because I want to make sure you hear me loud and clear, ladies and gentlemen. The Brooklyn Nets are acquiring James Harden in a 3-way deal with the Houston Rockets and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, the Houston Rockets, they're going to receive Caris LeVert, Dante Exum, Curix, 4 first-round picks, including the Cavs 2022 first-round pick, which they received from the Bucks. And they're also receiving 4 Nets pick swaps. All of that's going to the Rockets. Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince are going to the Nets. All right. The Rockets are then taking Caris LeVert and they're shipping him off to Indiana in return for Victor Oladipo. Okay. And then the Nets are acquiring a 2024 second-round pick in the deal from the Cavaliers. And again, Jarrett Allen goes to the Nets as he solidifies their future at the center spot. That's what's going on right now. Big trade, blockbuster trade. How does it impact the Knicks? Well, the Knicks and Nets play tonight. That's how it's impacting the Knicks. So let me get to my man Tony Crow that's here with me. And we're going to go ahead and break this thing down, man. Blockbuster trade. James Harden is on his way to the Brooklyn Nets. Caris LeVert, Jarrett Allen, they're leaving the Brooklyn Nets. They're on their way to Houston and Indiana and Cleveland and all over the place. Tony, what's your first impression on the deal, bro?
Salute, salute. Shout out to the chat. Yo, Black is time. Um, wow, that's a big deal. This is one of the few times that I think the trades work out for everybody. I think the Nets have the biggest risk and the biggest reward. So, you know,
I agree.
it could potentially explode at any time, or or things could fall in the right direction for them. So it's going to be very interesting. I got a question for you. You can answer it now or take some time, but do you think this impacts future Knicks decisions as far as making some type of move? Do you think it puts pressure on the Knicks to make a move?
You know, I don't think it puts pressure on the Knicks because I don't think that the Knicks were competing with the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I'm saying? I know everyone thinks that they should be competing with the Knicks for market share and all of that. I think the Knicks are on their own thing. Now, I was hoping that they got involved and tried to pull something out for Karis LeVert, right? You know, I mean, you know, we need help at that guard spot. He's not a point guard, but we need help with guard play. And I was hoping maybe they try to pull something out for Karis LeVert since they have $18 million in cap space that they could use. And maybe they jumped in, tried to jump into talks, but, you know, nothing materialized. I don't know. It happened so fast. Last night, James Harden basically went on to did his press conference and said, this is not working out. I mean, how many times do you hear an NBA player go into a press conference and say, I don't think we can fix this? After that, they said, forget it. We got to get this guy up out of here. And boom, this trade went down today. Philadelphia tried to get in on a trade. They were unsuccessful. They were looking to ship Ben Simmons out to Houston. But, you know, James Harden wanted to be on the Rockets. And now he's there. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden. And you know all the stuff that the Nets are going through with Kyrie Irving right now. He's not playing for personal reasons. You know, he's caught on video at a birthday party. He was just on, another picture came out last night of him on a Zoom call, you know, which is neither here nor there, to tell you the truth. It's going to be, like you said, they got the highest risk, I think, and also the highest reward of this trade because given the personality, I mean, you seen the way Harden came into camp. You seen what he said last night because he wanted to get moved. I mean, like you said before we got on the stream, he basically tanked himself, you know what I'm saying, so that he can get moved and get over there with the Nets. Now, you know, he's got to get in shape, you know, because he came in looking like, you know, Rick Ross' brother. You know what I mean? He's got to get in shape, and you got to see how it works. I mean, it's crazy. KD left OKC because he wanted to be in a more altruistic type of an offense. Now he's probably on a team with the two most ISO heavy players in the league.
100%.
You know, interesting to see. Very interested to see how this is going to work. Very, very tough job for a first-time head coach in Steve Nash. And then, you know, Mike D'Antoni's never been a guy that worked well with having stars. You know, even though he's an assistant coach, we'll see how this is going to work. This is going to be interesting, very interesting, man. Check this out. I'm going to get to a phone call, and then we got a panel building. I'm going to get to a panel. Any last thing you want to say before I get to this phone call? 'Cause I know some people want to talk about this, man.
Nah, it's good. Let's get it going.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun show. Caller, you live. What's popping, man?
Hey, what's going on, Sam, man?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm calling from North Carolina. Hey, just to comment on what's going on. I agree with what you said. Now, this is tough for a first-year coach to take all this responsibility on. They got a super squad now, but I'm not wishing anything bad on anybody. Let me throw that out there first, but it could be just an injury away from losing everything. You feel me? But I do wish that the Knicks would have got in on the trade, because I agree with what you said, Karis LeVert. And the boy can get buckets, man. I mean, he can definitely get buckets. But, I know this is going to be some big news, but I see people in the chat talking about his Harden playing tonight. No way he's playing tonight. No, he's not going to be playing tonight. No way he's playing tonight.
No. I'm sure Harden's got to go through, any kind of protocol, in his travel. First you got to go through, you got to go through physicals and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of paperwork and a lot of things that got to be done. No way he plays tonight. No way.
But what about all the other players involved in the trade? They're getting shipped. You think they're getting shipped out today?
I think they're probably going to get. Either. Yeah, I think they're probably going to get shipped out today. So it's likely that they wouldn't be playing tonight either.
Well, that should be a dub for us. I mean, I'm just trying to keep it real.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm not trying to. I don't want to predict anything, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't want to predict anything because you just never know. Sometimes, I mean, they still got KD out there, and we're gonna talk about it later. But we don't have anybody that can match up with KD.
That's true.
And KD can go for 40 anytime he wants to. You know what I mean? This might be the night where he says, all right, he might decide to go for 50 tonight just to let Harden and Kyrie know, bro, I am the man still. You know what I'm saying? I'm the dude. Yeah. So I'm going for 40. You never know.
Yeah, but Sam, he got to sit on the bench, take some breaks too. So when he do that, that's when we got to strike, man.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's when we got to strike.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate the call, man. I like what you do, and you keep it moving, man.
I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
You too, man.
Later. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, big trade tonight, man. Oh, today, again, James Harden on his way to Brooklyn. And you got guys, moving all around. James Harden is on his way to Brooklyn. Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, they're on their way out. Karis LeVert is being shipped off to Indiana. Jared Allen is on his way to Cleveland. You got Victor Oladipo on his way to Houston. You got guys all over the place. All over the place, man. Let me get to these guys in here and see what they're thinking. Divine, I'm going to start with you, brother. What's your feelings about this trade, man? How you feel about it?
You muted.
You got to unmute yourself, man. There you go. You're unmuted now. You good. No, I don't know what it is. Still can't hear you. Let me get the Cornerstone. Then we come back to you when you got it together. Go ahead, Cornerstone. Tell me, man. How you feel about this trade?
I would have felt much better if Kyrie was included in there, man. But hey, I think they if it's a win now, this is it right here, because you got Harden, you got Durant, and now you have Kyrie. 3 guys that are capable of getting you
30,
20 apiece. I was going to say 30. You're absolutely right, Tony. I was going to say 30.
40?
You got guys that'll get you, buckets or 40. Right? Yeah, that's the other thing.
You know what I'm saying? Any given night, any one of those guys can get you 50.
Given night. Yeah. Right. But let's compare this situation like it was in Miami in their first year when the big 3 were there. They really didn't have an adequate bench, though they went to the finals and lost eventually to Dallas.
Yeah,
I kind of see the same thing like that here, with even though they have DeAndre Jordan. I'm not a believer. Oh, and they have Harris too. So I don't know how it's going to work out. I really don't. I mean,
listen,
I don't wish
I'm gonna
no
be
injuries
honest
on
with
them
you.
either. I wish they still had that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. With this group right here, you got 3 guys that at any time could have been the leading scorer in the NBA, man.
Yes, sir.
Once they get clicking,
Yes,
it's
sir.
going to be hard to beat this team.
Yeah,
I'm not a Nets fan.
you're right.
But I'm
You're
telling
right.
you right now, it is going to be tough to beat this team because I can never see a night when all 3 of those guys are off together. One of them, maybe. All 3?
Right.
Hell no. And with any one of these guys can carry a team by themselves
Yeah.
in scoring. Can carry a team by themselves. It's hard for me to see a night when all 3 of those guys are off. Never, ever will they all be off, man.
All right, so now I'm gonna put you on the spot. So we've seen something like that in Golden State with Steph, Clay, and Durant. Do you think these 3 are better than that?
Yes. Oh,
you do think they're better than that?
Yes. Offensive together as a team, I don't know. Individually, individually, James Harden is steps above Clay. You still got Kevin Durant, and then Kyrie and Curry. That's
offset.
I would say offset each other. You know what I'm saying? So I think that can they play together as a team the way that Golden State did? That's the question. Individually, I think this team is more talented between those 3. Let's put it like that. The other pieces, but go ahead, Tony.
That's why I ask you, Sim, because you're the coach.
But here's the thing. The only defender out of those guys is Durant. Where Golden State, Clay's a defender.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Steph maybe washes with Kyrie. He's a effort defender, but not a good, great defender. And I would argue the same thing with Kyrie. So that's still a wash. And then you got Draymond, who's arguably one of the best defenders. So I don't know if they're better. I don't know if offensively, I think it's a wash.
I was speaking those 3 offensively. I think James Harden offensively gives you more than Klay Thompson gives you. Individually, I'm speaking individually. As a team, it's still yet to be seen. Can they play as a team the way those 3 played together as a team, right? Those 3, as a team, they were like unstoppable. Can these guys be that way?
This might be the best.
I don't
this
know
might
if
be
they
the
can be
best
that way.
offensive team.
Yeah, I don't know if they can be that way. You know what I'm saying? Together, because Harden, Kyrie is less ISO heavy than Harden. Harden is so ISO heavy. You know what I mean? But oh man, you put those 3 guys. You're talking about 3 bona fide Hall of Famers. Obviously, obviously, even with Miami, Chris Bosh was I guess he's Hall of Famer. These guys are 3 all bona fide Hall of Famers. All 3 of them would be on the, if they had the playoffs, all 3 of them would be in the playoffs this year. All 3 of them, it's crazy. It's crazy putting these 3 together. The biggest thing is, can they play together? That's going to be the biggest thing. Can they find that chemistry and play together? And how will their egos, their personalities, how's that going to come into play between the 3? You know what I mean? That's going to be the question. But that is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
I think they're gonna try to prove that offense can win championships.
Right.
Because again, I think defense is gonna be their biggest issue. I even with that, comparing them to that Miami team, that was still a defensive team.
Right.
D-Wade is a defensive guy. Bosh was a defensive guy, and LeBron played defense.
Right.
So again,
that's true.
I think for them to win, they're gonna need to focus on defense because all those guys can score. Those guys could have a bad night and have 25. Every single one of them could have a bad night and end up with 25 plus. So they're gonna have to figure out how to defend, and I think losing Allen is gonna be huge.
That is.
I think it's
that
gonna.
is.
Oh, yeah.
DeAndre Jordan is going to have
Absolutely.
to, DeAndre Jordan is going to have to step up and play. Who knows how much DeAndre Jordan has left, but he's been wanting to start anyway. So, someone said Kyrie.
Sim,
people are saying Kyrie is not a Hall of
Gunch-
Fame player. I fully disagree with you, bro. Kyrie.
Yeah, you okay?
If
Yeah, that's
Kyrie,
ridiculous.
if
He
he's
is.
not right now, he will be a Hall of Fame player. He will be. If he's not
is.
right now,
So,
he will
Sim,
be a
gun
Hall
to
of
your
Fame
head.
player.
So, Sim, gun to your head. Can this Nets team win a championship?
They can make it
They
out
ain't
the
beat the
East for
Lakers.
sure. They can make it out the East for sure. We'll see what's up with the Lakers because the Lakers are a defensive demon. You know what I mean? But they can make it out the East for sure.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're going to.
Okay.
I'm not going to say they're going to
No,
because we got to
not
see
at all.
how.
But
we got to see how well they mesh.
I'm saying, can they?
Yeah, definitely. We got to see how well they mesh, right? But if they come and they can mesh a little bit, they'll run over the East, man. In my opinion, they'll run over the
Back in the
East.
next 3
Hey,
years.
but listen,
In the next
I
3
think this is
years,
their window. This next 3 years.
in a 3-year
Yes.
window, they're probably running the East, man.
Okay.
They probably unless something just goes crazy, with between Kyrie and Harden and those personalities. Unless that happens, it's hard for me to see another team having that much talent. You still got Joe Harris on the team, who is a guy that can spread the floor and shoot for them. Who else is still out there? I mean, obviously Spencer Dinwiddie is hurt, and he can't play. But wow, it's gonna be crazy. Hopefully, hey, let me tell you what, we need to get this win tonight because the next time we play them, they're gonna have all three of them. You know what I'm saying? Next time we play them, they're gonna have all three of them. Rocking the Brooklyn Nets City jerseys or something. So we need to get this win tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to come to Divine, then Nate, and then Prince. But before I do, for those who are just joining us,
Trump just got impeached again.
And what'd you say?
Trump just got impeached again.
Oh,
Yep.
oh yeah,
See
yeah,
ya.
yeah. I know,
It's
man.
official.
Yeah, I know it's official.
Sometimes.
But before we get to Divine and Divine, we can only see your forehead too. Before we get to Divine
okay,
and
my bad,
everything,
bro.
let me just, for those who are just joining us, James Harden is on his way to Brooklyn, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, he's on his way to Brooklyn in a three-way deal between the Brooklyn Nets, the Houston Rockets, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Karis LeVert, Dante Exum, Kurux, 4 first-round picks, including the Cavs' 2022 first-round pick that they got from the Bucks, and 4 Nets pick swaps are going to the Rockets. Jared Allen, Taurean Prince are going to the Cavs. All right, Jared Allen and Taurean Prince are going to the Cavs. Then the Houston Rockets are turning around and they are flipping Karis LeVert to the Pacers for Victor Oladipo. Right, and then of course, as I mentioned, Jared Allen is going to the Cavs, but the Nets are also acquiring a 2024 second-round pick in the deal from the Cavaliers. Jared Allen, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, and probably everybody would believe that Jared Allen is going to solidify their future at the center spot for a while. Remember, Jared Allen is only 22 years old. So this is a big move. This is a really big move for all teams. And Houston actually doesn't come away too bad in this deal. They get a ton of picks and they get Victor Oladipo. So now, you got Victor Oladipo and they got John Wall. I still don't see them being a very good team, but they got a decent enough backcourt, and they got John Wall for a while. That's what's going on now, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll get to this Brooklyn Nets and New York Knicks in a minute. You can see a little bit of the breakdown of what the Nets look like right now, but in a couple of weeks, this is going to be totally different. You see how many points? I mean, they already score 118.8 points per game. Now they're adding James Harden to the roster. I don't know, man. It's something. Let me get to this phone call, then I'm going to get to Divine, Neat, and Prince after I get to this phone call. All right. Caller, you're live. What's popping with you, man? Uncle Fulio, what's up with you, brother? How you feeling?
Feeling good. I'm driving right now, so I couldn't make the actual video call. But I got the news about the big trade that happened that just took place. So Woj dropped a super bomb on a nuke he dropped on us. This is probably one of the most unprecedented things we've ever seen in the NBA. You're talking about 3 27-point-per-game scorers on the same team. I don't think we've ever seen that in the history of the NBA. And it's gonna be crazy. I mean, I think these guys definitely are the favorites in the Eastern Conference now, if they weren't already. And they have to win a championship because basically James Harden is a 2-year rental player. If they don't win a championship, I don't see how James Harden stays. So the Nets basically sold out their whole entire team and some draft picks in the next couple of years for hopes of winning the championship for the next 2. So I don't know how that's going to work out.
I mean, they did. You're right. They did. They've got to win a championship in order to justify it. They have to win at least one championship. You're right. They have to.
They have to. And
their chances are pretty high.
They made the move. I think it's pretty high, but you got to look at it like you still have teams that are a little bit more have more continuity, like the Lakers in the Western Conference, and other teams out there that are going to give Brooklyn the run for their money. Even if they get to the finals, you still have to beat some teams in the West, like that already have their legs under them, that already are, they played together, they've been playing together for the last few years. These guys are really, this is new. Like all 3 of these guys playing together at the same exact time is new. Kyrie and KD didn't play last year.
Yeah, that's true.
Part of that, so
right.
They have to figure all of this out on the fly. You know what I mean? And even when, like, let's look at the super teams that were put together. Like, when LeBron did his super team thing, it took them a whole year to figure it out. I mean, they got to the finals, but, they lost to Dallas in that first year. So the question is, can the Nets be able to win a championship? If not this year, can they do it next year? And if not, is James Harden going to stay? So he's basically a 2-year rental player. And I just don't know if I'm the Nets, obviously there was something, they felt like they had to make the move, but 3 first-round picks for a 2-year rental player in James Harden?
I mean,
I don't know.
Listen.
They
threw all their chips to the table, and they went for it. If you're going to go for it, I guess you might as well go for it. You know what I mean? Listen, they did it before. It took them some years to dig themselves out. They did it with Paul Pierce and KG and them guys, right? It took them a little while to dig out. This is a much more talented team, way more talented, and they're all still pretty at a good age. They're all still in their prime. It's gonna take them a while to mesh. They got to figure it out. They got some personalities over there, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Hey, Josh.
I'm just glad they didn't pull this move off before we had to play them.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, we need to get this win tonight because the next time we play them, they're going to be at full strength.
Scary. Very scary. I don't even know. This is crazy. This is we've never seen it like this in the history of the NBA. Like the guys of this caliber on the same team,
on the same squad.
Kev was trying to compare it to Golden State. Kev was trying to compare it to Golden State. This is nothing like Golden State. This is something crazy. Like 3 MVP caliber players on the same team.
Yo,
I don't know. But
I don't know,
I guess
man.
we'll see what happens.
Hey, Josh.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you, man.
Hey, Josh, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised
I'm
if he
just gonna-
signs an extension.
Yeah,
That's not out the question.
Yeah, I don't know when he's able to sign an extension. But Kev, I know you wanted to jump in there and say something. Go ahead, Kev, and then I'm gonna get to Devon.
Oh no, what I was gonna say was the picks that Houston is swapping with, those are unprotected.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean,
Yeah,
they're swapping. They're swapping the
I
picks.
saw on here
So
that watched. Yeah,
they're swapping the picks.
they're unprotected.
So
They're unprotected.
okay. I mean, they're swapping the picks. So basically, Houston. If the Nets have a better pick than Houston, then Houston can get that pick. Devon, man.
Right.
Let me ask you. How do you think Houston made out in this?
With 3 picks and Oladipo for James Harden, I think that's a good deal. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, they got. I think they got more. How many picks did they get? They got 4 picks, four first round picks, 4 first round picks. Yep, and then they got 4 pick swaps with the Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
that's a good trade there.
So they got the ability to get young. They got the ability to make some other trades and make some other moves, and then they still got Victor Oladipo.
Freed up the cap space. Freed up the cap space.
And they freed up the cap space.
It's the Knicks versus the quarantine clique now.
Yeah. Right. They freed up the cap space.
But James Harden, he haven't showed up in the playoffs yet. Remember that.
That's
he ain't
true.
no big time playoff player.
He's not, but KD is.
Game 7.
But KD
he
is.
choked on the Game 7 to go to the final, man.
Yeah. But KD is. KD is, and Kyrie is.
KD is. Yep.
And Kyrie is as well. So if James Harden don't show up, you got KD and Kyrie. So.
Yeah.
But here's the caveat with that. James Durant did it with Steph and Clay and all those other guys that were already established. They could have won a championship without Kevin Durant. So you got that one. But then with Kyrie Irving, he won with LeBron. So this is going to be interesting to see the 3 of them actually doing. Devon, you're right.
Yeah.
Harden hasn't done anything.
3 non-leaders.
Yeah.
None of them ever led a team. They went to a team to help win. They never led nothing.
Exactly.
They went to a team to help win. And my man had Chris Paul and couldn't pull it off. He had Westbrook, couldn't pull it. They're going to be dynamite offensively, but you know what?
Right.
Defense win championships.
Defense, yeah.
For real.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe Harris, I think even him being there, that's too many players trying to have that ball to score all them points.
Yeah, exactly.
My man gonna want his 15 shots. He gonna want his 15 shots. He gonna want his 15 shots. Joe Harris is the one gonna get his role gonna get diminished because he only gonna wind up with like 5 to 7 shots a game, 10 shots a game because all them cats need the ball. So I mean, they on the paper offensively they dynamite, but I'm not sure about that chemistry, man, because them cats are all individual dominant ball players. Dominant. KD, you can pass him the ball, he can make it happen, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But,
and they can't go out in the first round either. They can't go out in the first round. Everything will pile on them.
They're not going out in the first round, bro. Prince, talk to me, Prince. Talk to me about how you feel about it. Then I'm gonna get to Nate, man, and then I don't know if Nate is still here or not. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit that like button.
Man,
then we're gonna get to break it down again.
Man.
Hey, you think you might call?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I'm happy for them Brooklyn, whatever they call them cats. I meant that sarcastically,
okay.
So, like, they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you happy? What they say, you like it, I love it. So, whatever. Like, I wish y'all the best. If y'all win y'all a chip or 2, good for y'all. But don't come to the parade when we win in 25-26. So, it's cool. Whatever. But, all seriousness, you know what I'm saying? They are going to be very dangerous. That's LA's problem. Let them deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we don't look forward to being in the championship, but I dang sure don't want to see them in the first round. So let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like I ain't trying to get sent home that early and that 4-0. So, but again, we knew what was going to happen early in the offseason. We knew James Harden wanted to be traded. They had said the Nets deal was going to be it. I believe this Kyrie thing is, maybe a little bit more serious than what we think. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I think they pulled the trigger because they didn't, KD probably was like, I'm not about to sit around here and, get blasted in the first round of the playoffs with these bums. So y'all going to have to get somebody to come play with me. You know what I'm saying? So I think they pulled the trigger because they kind of had to pull the trigger. Moving forward, to us to play them tonight, I hope that we, I hope we don't, like I said, the same thing. That you like it, I love it. I hope our players don't come in with the mentality feeling like, oh, they're going to play down. Like, this is a game that we need to, this is a must-win game now. Like, even with KD playing or not, we have to go out here and get this game, because much like you said, Sim, them being a divisional opponent, we're going to have to see them again. So, again, the fact that we do have to see them again, I don't want to see them at full strength. So let's try to get us a W tonight. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to get us a W tonight. Let's work on the things that I'm pretty sure Tom Thibodeau lined everybody up. Sim, like you always say, laid them smacks out before the practice was over yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So everybody got they got tightened up. So, you know what I'm saying? Tibbs tightened them up. And hopefully we come out and play with that aggressiveness, the fight that we've been playing with, that a lot of us grown accustomed to loving those first 5-6 games. We get back to that basketball, man. Hopefully tonight will be the night.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure what Nate is. Let me get to a phone call. Caller, you live. What's poppin'?
Hey, thank you for taking my call.
I appreciate you, man.
Hey, thank you. I watch your show a lot. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, I'm just pretty shocked right now. It's crazy. I think the Lakers are still contenders to the Nets. But the thing is, I feel like if the Lakers had a player like, Jason Tatum, they would be able to match up against the Nets. But right now, it's like it's crazy. Because, Davis, he might be able to match up against KD. But KD, he's 7 foot with 6 foot ball handling skills. It's crazy. But I feel that the Nets, they're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals no matter what.
Uh-huh.
But even if they don't make the finals, that's still a pretty good season. I'm just really happy right now. Lakers are not going to win. I'm saying right now. I think the Nets are going to win.
So you're a Nets fan?
Yeah, definitely. I love the Nets.
Okay. All right. So because we're about to get into this matchup versus the Knicks. You got some people. You got some people missing now, right? Jared Allen's not going to be there. Caris LeVert's not going to be there. You figured that they're not going to be there tonight. Taurean Prince isn't going to be there.
Yeah. It's going to be hard today because Harden's not going to play tonight. That's a given.
And you already knew Kyrie wasn't playing tonight.
Yeah, too. Kyrie's having issues, like Stephen A. Smith said he should retire because of what he's doing. But I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to retire, but how do you feel about the Kyrie situation as a Nets fan?
I don't like. I feel like Kyrie's being a little unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? He's having some personal issues and all that, but still, he texted his teammates, but he didn't text his coaches that he was going to be missing some games. So I feel like that's a little unprofessional on his part. But KD's still doing his thing. He's still, they beat the Nuggets. He took over the game. So KD has our back. So I'm rooting for him. But Kyrie should be back when he finishes his business. But we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate your call, bro. And we're going to go ahead and start to look at and break this game down, all right?
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Peace.
Have a good day.
You too. All right, so let's take a look. Start looking at this game, man. That's what you came here for, right? Oh, there you go, Nate. I'm looking for you. I'm trying to get you on to get your take, and you went missing. I don't know where you went. Go ahead, man. Tell us what you think.
Sorry, man. So first initial thoughts is that if I'm a ref, I would not want to officiate that team. That's first and foremost. Second of all,
that's true.
Steve Nash, poor Steve Nash, he's screwed. That's 3 egos you got to deal with on a daily basis. Good luck with that one for a first-time coach. At least he's got D'Antoni there to help him. And then, like, I've never seen three guys of that firepower ever combined together. Like, if they really gel on a very quick basis, this is going to be something you've never seen. Like, this kind of prolific scoring at this type of rate, it's crazy to think about it. I mean, if you're a coach, you're like, how is this all going to work? I mean, everybody wants the ball and there's only one ball. You know, like, there's just so many questions that are going to have to be answered in this thing. But I mean, I guess like they say, you figure it out, you get them and you figure it out, right?
That's it. You get the talent and you figure it out after that. You know what I mean? There's no way any team in this league wouldn't pass up having James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant on the same squad. It's no way anybody would pass it up. They wouldn't think anything about chemistry. They'd say, we'll figure that out. Let me get these guys in the uniform together, and then we'll figure out all the chemistry stuff and all of that.
I'm worried about Kyrie. I don't know what is going on with him. You know, he just seems very disengaged and not wanting to really look like he's motivated to play. Maybe he's just waiting for this to happen, and maybe this re-energizes him to come play. But I don't know. He's kind of a weird dude. Like, he's kind of out there, and I'm really glad the Knicks passed up on him, because we don't need no more issues or crap with malcontent players.
Right.
You know,
I hear you, man. Kyrie can be a little funny style, you know. He can be a little funny style. But hey, let's go ahead and let's get in and let's break this game down.
Yeah.
All right, start talking about the game. So, let's look at the lineups. We'll look at the lineups first. We'll talk about the lineups first, because I don't have any graphics for you. But so for tonight, it looks like tonight, most likely what you're going to see is you're going to see Bruce Brown at the point guard spot. All right, at your shooting guard spot, you'll probably see Joe Harris. Small forward, Kevin Durant. Power forward, Jeff Green. And at center, you got DeAndre Jordan. Obviously, in the future, at the point guard spot, it's going to be Kyrie Irving. At the shooting guard spot, it's going to be James Harden. At your small forward, it's going to be Kevin Durant. And then, you know, I guess they'll figure out what they're going to do at power forward, and DeAndre Jordan is going to be at center. And maybe Jeff Green is still at the power forward spot. That's in the future. But tonight, point guard is Bruce Brown. I keep wanting to say Bruce Bowen. Bruce Brown tonight at the point guard spot. The shooting guard spot, you got Joe Harris, I'm assuming. Small forward, Kevin Durant. Power forward, Jeff Green. And at center, you got DeAndre Jordan. Right? And then for the Knicks.
In the future.
Yeah.
Sim, in the future, you don't so you're saying in the future that you think Joe Harris will come off the bench?
I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. They could start KD at power forward and put Joe Harris at small forward. Who knows? You know, who knows? Starting lineup for the New York Knicks, you got Elfrid Payton at point guard. I haven't seen if there's. I've been paying attention to what's going on with this whole James Harden thing. I didn't see if the Knicks put out their starting lineup for tonight. But if they have not put out their starting lineup, and I'm going to check in just a minute, you know, you're looking at Elfrid Payton, Austin Rivers, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. I don't know who guards KD. I guess we'll get into it. Right, but let me check Twitter and see if the Knicks updated their starting lineup for tonight. See if I see that anywhere. I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
I don't see it anywhere. So I'm going to assume that we have the same starting lineup, but I wouldn't be surprised if they went with Kevin Knox in that starting lineup instead of Austin Rivers tonight. I would prefer for them to go with Kevin Knox tonight rather than Austin Rivers. Right, that would be my preference, but who knows? Right, so if they do go with Kevin Knox, then you're looking at, if they go with Kevin Knox, I want to ask you guys about these matchups. All right, you know, because it's a little bit different now because of who's on the roster at this moment. But at the point guard spot, you got Bruce Brown and you got Elfrid Payton. These are the starting lineups, right? Bruce Brown and Elfrid Payton. Yeah, I guess you can give that to Elfrid Payton, hopefully, but Bruce Brown does shoot. He is effective from the field. He can knock down. He only averages 4.1 points per game. At the shooting guard spot, if Austin Rivers is starting, then you got Austin Rivers and Joe Harris. The Knicks might be kind of small. This is one of the reasons why I'm saying you really could see Kevin Knox start tonight. All right. If Kevin Knox starts, then now you got R.J. Barrett at the shooting guard spot, guarding Joe Harris. And then you got Kevin Knox at the small forward spot guarding Kevin Durant. If Austin Rivers starts, then you got R.J. Barrett at the small forward spot guarding Kevin Durant. Okay? Then you got Julius Randle and Jeff Green, and you got DeAndre Jordan and Mitchell Robinson. And I don't know how. I don't know. I've seen some people say, well, "Yeah, go ahead and put Julius on KD." I don't know. Listen, nobody is going to stop KD, right? So I would not put Julius Randle on KD because now Julius Randle's already tired. Even if he could guard him, listen, he's going to end up guarding him for some stretches anyway. Julius Randle's already tired. Why put him on KD? Put him on somebody that's going to do less work so that Julius Randle can, be what we need him to be on the offensive side of the floor. And hopefully keep him out of foul trouble, right? Because if you're guarding KD, you're working because KD is going to put up some buckets. We can only hope that he has an off night
KD's
tonight.
Playing at the 3, not the 4?
Who? KD can play either spot. It doesn't really matter.
KD's playing the 3. Okay.
It doesn't really matter. He can play the 3 to 4. It doesn't really matter.
On him.
Well, so can Green. Green can too. Green can play the 3.
Right.
He's been the 3 before.
He plays the 4. Joe Harris can play the 3, the 2. It doesn't really matter. They can all play whatever. Right. It really only matters for us. Who are we going to defend? It doesn't matter what they do on offense.
I want to see Francis Boyd take the challenge.
I want
to see Knox take the challenge. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah. For the Nets, it doesn't matter where they put them on the offensive side. They can put whoever where they want. For the Knicks, we just have to know how to match up with them defensively.
Right.
So, that's going to be it's going to be a task. No matter which way you go about it, it's going to be a task. Taking a look at the injury report for the Knicks tonight. You got Taj Gibson is available tonight. And so he's available. He obviously hasn't practiced with the team. So, we don't know what he can actually bring right now or how much time Thibodeau will use him. Obi Toppin is probable. So he looks like he's going to play tonight.
Do it.
All right. That's a good thing. Doubtful. Reggie Bullock is doubtful with a sore right hip. Alec Burks continues to be out with a sprained left ankle. And Frank Ntilikina continues to be out with a sprained right knee. All right. So, but you're hopefully getting something back. You get Taj Gibson and you get Obi Toppin. Some needed, super duper needed players on the bench.
Hey Sim, Burke really must have did a job to his ankle for him to be out so many games.
Yeah. He must have did something. I can remember. He
really must have did a job, man.
Yeah, I can remember. I remember the play. He shot a 3-point shot and he came down. I think he got fouled.
Somebody
on
went
the play.
underneath.
Somebody went under him. Yeah.
Somebody went under him, right?
Yeah. I think he got fouled on the play and he came down on the guy's ankle. And he twisted it. He continued to play, but he came down on the guy's ankle. Let me get to a couple of super chats here. Frank Corona, thank you for the super chat. He said Kyrie is probably going to be injured in the playoffs anyways, so they're going to be KD and Harden with zero depth trying to make a run. Well, you know what? We'll see. They'll continue to try to build that team out. I'm pretty sure they'll find ways to make some other moves. You got guys out there like Mike Beasley
right now.
You know, you got guys out there that they can probably pull in for the veterans minimum that can add some depth to that team. You know, Sean D. Sean D. Thank you for the super chat. You said, don't forget Kyrie is injury prone, and KD said he wants to retire soon, if I remember correctly. Well, he's not retiring this year. I guarantee you he's going to be there for another 3 years at least. All right, so we got to deal with that guy. 23 Blade, thank you for the super chat. He said Chris LeVert is going to the Rockets. Victor Oladipo to the Pacers. I think you got that's switched around, bro. Victor Oladipo is going to the Rockets, and LeVert's going to the Pacers. And then David Barclay, fitting that we'd have somebody with Barclay in his last name. You know, thank you for the super chat, my man. You know, very fitting that you'd have that last name right now. And I think that's the reason why he gave the super chat, because he wanted everybody to know that he's probably I don't know. David, are you a Brooklyn Nets fan with the last name Barclay? Let me know. Let's take a look at some of the numbers behind tonight's game. And like I said earlier, man, the Brooklyn Nets average 118.8 points per game. They already average 118.8 points per game, and, you know, they may not score that tonight based on who they have available in their lineup. But once they get those guys back, I mean, who knows? So I seen someone in the chat say they're going to go for 200 points. I see someone in the chat say that they're going to go for 200 points per game. You never know. You never know. If they work that thing right, they're going to score the basketball. The Nets average 118.8. The Knicks average a paltry 100.1 points per game. Hopefully we can do something better tonight. Both teams average 46.4 rebounds per game. The Nets, they average 25.9 assists per game. The Knicks average 22. The Nets average about 7.3 steals. The Knicks at 6.8. 5, just about 6 blocks for the Nets, 5 for the Knicks. Both teams are somewhere around 15 or 16 turnovers per game. The Nets shoot 48.8% from the field. The Knicks 44.3%. The Nets are shooting 39% from 3. The Knicks are shooting 34% from 3. The Nets are 80% from the free throw line, and the Knicks are 73.4%. The Nets, they score like 49 points in the paint. And look, we got killed in the paint the other night simply because guys were cutting back door. You know, simple basketball plays, and we were getting killed in the paint. You know, it was frustrating. Well, it seemed like we was getting killed in the paint. We actually won the battle of the points in the paint. We also won the battle of the second chance points the other night, and we won the fast break points the other night. But it didn't amount to nothing because we really couldn't play good defense. The Knicks give up. The Knicks scored 12 second chance points. The Nets 10. And then fast break, Brooklyn Nets, they average 15.6 fast break points per game. The Knicks at 6.9. Of course, the Nets are led in scoring. Well, obviously, this is not going to be accurate right now because Jared Allen and Karis LeVert are not available for the Brooklyn Nets tonight. They're on their way to Houston. So the graphic that you see up now is not accurate. Right? But obviously, we already know KD is going to be their guy. KD is their leading scorer. And then you got Julius Randle for the New York Knicks. You know, DeAndre Jordan is going to be their center matching up against Mitchell Robinson. It's going to be an interesting game. And the talk from now until game time and after game time is all going to be about Harden. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to a caller. Caller, what's popping?
What's up, sir?
I'm good. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. All right, so disclosure, I'm a Timberwolves fan. I live in Minnesota.
All right.
The Knicks is like my Eastern Conference team.
Okay. All right. We take that.
And I usually watch the stream on my phone, but I missed what part y'all at. I only called in to comment and say, as much as we all love RJ Barrett, I feel like Kevin Knox's length and shooting will fit better with the starting lineup. And RJ's ability to create his own shot will help out the bench more than he's doing with the starters right now.
Okay. All right. So you're saying you'd like to see, You're not the only person to say this. You'd like to see Kevin Knox start over RJ right now.
Yeah, I just feel like right now it'll be a good little mix-up for the zone because realistically speaking, Elfrid Payton's not that good of a catch-and-shoot, three-point shooter. I mean, I know he's shooting okay right now, but those numbers are going to come back to realistic numbers in a couple more games. And Julius Randle, he's having a really good season, but he has to create all his shots for himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like, if we have Kevin Knox out there to stretch the floor a little bit more, RJ go ahead, run with that younger unit. Like you said, probably better suited to run fast breaks. I just feel like he'll get back in the flow of things with that type of lineup.
Okay, I mean, listen, I'm not a person that is upset if RJ were to come off the bench, right? I doubt that Thibodeau's going to put him on the bench, but I wouldn't be upset. It really doesn't matter to me as long as guys, you put guys in a position that's going to maximize their talent or maximize their effectiveness in the game, whether that be on the bench, starting, however you're going to maximize their ability. You know what I'm saying? I definitely would like to see Kevin Knox in the starting lineup, though, tonight. Whether it be for RJ, I doubt it's going to be for RJ. It would most likely be for Austin Rivers, But Austin Rivers, he is shooting from the three-point line so far this season, like 44% or something like that. So you would add, that would add some extra shooting to open up the floor a little bit, combat that zone. I get exactly what you're saying.
I think that with the minutes that RJ gets, it'll probably be cool to have Kevin Knox start, so that's like an extra little spark to start the game off, because RJ's going to play his 38 minutes anyway.
He's going to play it anyway. There's no doubt about that. He's going to play it anyway, so we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying, and, I'm not disagreeing with you either, but I just don't think, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Thibodeau's going to put RJ on the bench, but I could definitely see if Kevin Knox is playing well, that he starts to say, you know what, let me put Kevin Knox in for RJ, give RJ a little bit more of a break, because he might need a little bit more of a break so he can just recalibrate himself, more time for him to sit on the bench and get his thoughts together. You know what I'm saying? Starting or not, instead of playing him 38, maybe you can get his minutes down to 32, give him some time to refresh a little bit. I think he needs that.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Tibbs anyway, just because we didn't have the best run in Minnesota, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
What the streets out there in Minnesota?
I appreciate you taking my call, man.
Yeah, I think we got a question for you. Go ahead, Prince.
Hey, I just wanted to, what's your name, OG?
Steven.
Hey, please call in again, Steve. We appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate all Knicks fans. So, but my question was,
the Kevin Knox dude.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
Hey, my question is, how do people really feel about Tibbs out there in Minnesota? Like, what was the street saying about him? Like, what was the fans and people in Minnesota saying about Tibbs?
I had no problem with us hiring Tibbs. I had little to no problem with the signings we made under Tibbs. But when he moved Levine, I got pissed off. I called it on draft day. My dad was like, "No, you want Jimmy Butler." I'm like, "Nah, you got to keep it young, got to develop." I was on my cornerstone Cavs stuff, but ain't nobody want to listen to me. Everybody just wanted to make the playoffs. Now look at it.
Hey, God bless you, man. God bless you.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the call, man.
And Josh, you are hilarious, bro. You are hilarious.
Oh, he's listening. He's not on the panel, but he's listening, though.
Yeah. I know he hear me. He out there somewhere. He hear me.
Yeah, he hears you. Hey, I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate y'all. Keep it up.
Later. What's going on, Nate?
Yeah, I think he made a great point about if teams are going to play us with a zone, it might be an idea to really think about putting Barrett on the second unit, because you need shooters to break that zone. And the thing is that when you have Peyton, who we know can't shoot from the outside, and Barrett, who's struggling tremendously with his shot, Knox makes more sense. Or even quickly, somebody who can shoot the three consistently, and maybe if they do it well, maybe they break away from that zone. But until we can get consistent shooters or consistent shooting from the 2-guard position, they're going to continue to play that zone on us.
Right.
And
so Nate, let me ask you that: if they did do that, if Coach told RJ, "We don't want you coming off the bench," how will RJ take that?
I think RJ would take it like a man, and he would say, understand that whatever's the best for the team. And RJ understands that he's still young. It's going to be his team at some point, but we got to get our scoring up, guys. I mean, we're getting outshot. We're getting our defense. Like I told y'all in the chat, if our defense is bad and our offense is bad, we're going to be bad. So if we're not shooting well, our defense needs to tighten up, and our defense is playing like crap right now. So, I mean, we need to figure out what we're going to do. If we're going to tighten up the defense and really play on the defense, then fine, we can be a bad shooting team. But we can't be a bad shooting team and a bad defensive team, because that just isn't equal to nothing.
Right.
So we need more shooting on the floor. There's just no doubt. We have to have shooting. And if it means tweaking the lineup, even taking Peyton out and putting Rivers in, somebody who can shoot and get to the basket on a consistent level, I mean, we got to look at what we have. I mean, I get the lineup is good right now, but we need more shooting, guys.
Well, the only thing I want to add, right, and like I said, I'm not opposed to any player starting or coming off the bench, right? It doesn't matter to me. The minutes that you play and, who's in the game down the end, down the stretch is what matters to me, for real. But if you're playing and the team decides to go zone, there's nothing stopping Thibodeau from just making a quick substitution and changing the players out. You know what I'm saying? Team goes on, all right, let me make this substitution right quick to get the lineup that I want on the floor. Nothing stops that from happening. So in putting Kevin Knox into the starting lineup, I'm not exactly sure that adds offense to. I mean, he's already on your team. You get the offense that you get. I'm not sure it adds offense, because you can always make that substitution if you need to, right?
And the thing with Tibbs is, I mean, Tibbs loves Barrett. It's pretty obvious. For him being only a second-year guy, he's playing 38 minutes. He sees a lot in Barrett, and he loves him on the court. So I don't see it happening to where he takes him and puts him on the bench. I really think he's taking a love to Barrett, and he's going to rock with Barrett, and he's going to be like, Barrett just got to get out of the slump. It's as simple as that. I mean, I'm not going to take you out. You're just going to have to get yourself out of it, because he sees a lot in him, and he values him a lot.
Well, Barrett adds, he rebounds, he gets some assists, and he plays defense.
I love Barrett.
He's playing well, playing very well in other parts of the game. Caller, you live. What's poppin'?
I just need the guy to shoot better.
Caller, you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, certainly, Sam. I appreciate you what you're doing, man. But I just wanted to make a comment about the starting lineup. Why don't anybody say anything about Bullock starting? He should not be starting, yo.
Well, I mean, the only thing I say about Bullock, and eventually, he's not going to be on this team. But we missed him last game. We missed some of his toughness last game, because we wasn't tough against the Hornets last game. And I think we missed not only his toughness, but some of the things that him and Julius Randle do together, as far as how they handle that. They got that nice little play where Julius Randle hands it off to him, kind of bumps his defender a little bit, brushes his defender, or does a full-on screen for his defender, and Reggie Bullock gets to that paint and can pull it up. They got that little nice thing going. I think we missed that play because nobody else does it besides Bullock and Burks. They're the only two guys that really do it. And I think we missed some of his just toughness out there on the floor. I mean, listen, like I said, I wouldn't mind any of these guys coming off the bench or starting. You know what I mean? For real.
Yeah, but Sam, don't mind me cutting me, but how do you feel about, I think Knox's defense has been overlooked in the last few games. He has actually improved his defense.
Oh, absolutely.
It seems like Bullock fouls a lot. He bails out when somebody's driving to the hoop and just reaches with his hands and fouls. So I just think that Knox might be a pretty good replacement for him. What do you think?
I think Knox has definitely improved his defense. People will overlook it, and people will say he hasn't improved it enough, or he still does this and does that. When all of our players, have defensive lapses, Knox's defense has improved. If you look at the on-off numbers, the Knicks' defense is better with Knox on the floor than when he's off the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, yeah, because I think that RJ should still be in the starting lineup because his intensity and his aggressiveness, in the long run, I believe he'll improve his shot. But I just think that Bullock, it might be that one link that might be a problem going forward. Yeah.
I mean, I can hear you. I guess we got to see, when Bullock gets back, when Burks gets back, and see how he really starts to carve out that lineup. He hasn't had a chance to really carve out his lineup because so many guys have been hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let me ask you a question before I get on to some guys in the chat. How do we match up with KD tonight?
Well, I think that there's going to be an extra aggression coming from Randall. And I think the lack of the compensation of the other players that are there tonight, I think Durant will go off, but I believe the Knicks will go off and win tonight.
Okay, you think they need to win tonight because, in a couple of weeks, Brooklyn is going to be stocked. They need to get this win tonight.
Harden is still fat, so we might have some hope. And the other thing, a lot of people don't. A lot of people haven't mentioned this, but if I'm right, LeVert went to Indiana. Watch out for Indiana in the East.
Yep, LeVert went to Indiana, and Oladipo is on his way to Houston. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, but certainly, I just want to say one thing right quick, Sam. I appreciate it. You gave us the opportunity, my wife and I, to be with you guys at the Garden, on the Garden floor, and that's the last time we've been there since the pandemic. So keep doing what you're doing, bro.
I appreciate you, man. And I can't wait till it opens back up because I'm ready to get back there, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you for this time.
Thank you. I appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Appreciate you. All right. Devon, I'm going to come to you, man. How do we match up with KD tonight?
It's going to be hard no matter who you put on him. I will hope the Knicks start Knox because Kevin Durant is not so much of a flash to the paint. He's more pull-up jump shooter. I think Knox can handle him better than a lot of people because Knox don't have to worry about chasing nobody to the paint. Just if we shoot a jump shot, throw your hands up. So I would like to see Knox start, and I think, that's about all you really could do because if you put Randall on him, that's you're gonna tire Randall out trying to guard KD. Then on the offense, and he might slow down. I would start Knox tonight.
Too.
Yeah, I would start Knox tonight. Knox 6'9", almost with a 7-foot wingspan. So at least if Kevin Durant pull up, Knox at least can make an attempt to go at the shot. He ain't got to block it, but he can try to alter it. Cause he ain't got to worry about KD getting past him, shooting into the lane. He's trying to, got to chase him down to the lane. So I would start Knox on him tonight, basically.
Okay, so now I'm seeing in the chat that some people are asking whether or not KD is playing. I haven't seen anywhere that he's not playing, but it could be the case that he's not playing tonight.
Wasn't he still on COVID protocol?
He played. He played against OKC, and he just played against Denver last night. So
that's why he might not play.
I don't know. Maybe because it's a back-to-back. It could be because it's a back-to-back that he doesn't play.
I'm sure, though, he's not going to play. I got a feeling.
Good. We need this W. Hey, Sim, real quick, sorry to go off task. Your illegitimate stepson, Mark, is knocking on the door.
What the hell is he doing here, man? He is not a Knicks fan. He is not
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
why you can't go to the Dallas chat? Don't go to the Dallas Mavericks chat.
He is not.
Mark said he wanted to come.
Yo, he's not a Knicks fan.
Yo, all I see on Twitter from Mark is hate on the Knicks, bro. All I see is hate on the Knicks from Mark.
Literally.
He's drinking that Haterade.
Listen, no. Hold up.
Get him, Sam.
So here's the thing. This is the reason why I held on to let Mark into the chat. Right? I held on because he didn't come in here to talk Knicks. He came in here to talk Nets.
Yeah,
we haven't seen Mark all season. We haven't seen Mark all season long. All season long, we ain't seen Mark. The Brooklyn Nets make a big move. All of a sudden, he's in the chat.
11 games, bro. 11 games.
In 11 games.
But Sim, here's the thing. He loved it when he saw his prized rookie trying to torch us on Monday night. He loved that. But still didn't, say nothing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We ain't seen him all season long. All season long. Then the Brooklyn Nets make a big move, and he wants to come into the chat.
You're forgetting KP's returning. That's why he's here.
Oh, of course. And here's another thing. Last thing.
Knicks fan.
Now he wanted Tim to be the coach for us, right? He wants Tim to be the coach, but now wants us all to tank for these other, unproven rookies, for this draft. He's man.
What's up, Mark? You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Mark? What's up, Mark? What's up? What's going on, man?
I love y'all. Because
no, you don't. No, you don't. Don't even come. Don't even come. Don't even come with "I love y'all." No, don't come with "I love y'all." You ain't been here. You been wherever you've been at.
Braid your hair.
You know what I'm saying?
Braid your hair, man.
I know y'all dudes miss me. That's why I love y'all. Like my therapist was saying, my words are dangerous. Yeah, I didn't mean for y'all to feel this way about me. Listen, bro. When you're on the internet, you don't take everything for face value. I'm just doing things sarcastically, man.
Whatever. You
got Kevin over here watching me in every move that I'm making. I'm like, bro, I'm saying these things. So when I come on, I'm getting this reaction.
Donald Trump, you got to bring that intensity.
Let's talk about my Nets, because I didn't come on to talk about the Nets because
you like my boy Steve, my second team, my East Coast team, the Knicks.
Yeah.
No disrespect, Steve. We respect you, but who's Mark? I don't know.
Go ahead. Let Mark speak. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, let him speak.
Listen, I know I could be an easy target because I could say triggering things to people that are very easily triggered. That's just the internet, right?
Say that again.
That's just the internet for me. But other than that, the Knicks in the zone, Sim. Listen, if the Knicks don't have three shooters on that floor, we ain't beating that zone. Because the last games, we don't have a roster that can make consistent shots. And I'm hearing this R.J. Barrett putting Knox in for him. What purpose would that serve? Knox is not even aggressive as R.J. to even take his spot, to even talk about starting Kevin Knox. Yeah, he had a great game yesterday, but do you think that he's going to consistently do that every game? Because he easily wavers throughout. Looking at the numbers, he wavers throughout games.
Looking at the numbers, he shoots better than RJ.
Hey, listen, I understand RJ can't shoot right now, but he's way more valuable to what they do offensively because, like Sim said, and I'm glad you defended him in a little bit because this RJ slander is just beyond me. I mean, this guy having even played 82 games, he's still figuring out his spots on the floor. He's still playing with another guy that's in his real estate. It's a whole lot of things that to have RJ on this team is a whole lot of things you got to prioritize for him to be successful. The spacing is not there. We don't have a point guard that, like you said, Sim, the other day, quickly just moves the ball better. When Elfrid Payton is on the floor, it's just different. Things are not in sync as it needs to be. When you have players like RJ.
But still, RJ's lack of shooting is not due to Elfrid Payton, bro.
Yeah, but
he's getting wide open shots.
We done knew his shooting was a problem even in college. Right. That's something he has to improve in. I don't understand that even taking him. But if you're talking about a guy that improved in assists and grabbing 7 rebounds and still play defense, why would you take that off the floor?
I got you. That's why he's playing 38 minutes because he plays defense and he can. I mean, he's averaging 7-point-something rebounds per game. That's great for a guard.
He went from 2 assists to 4. What more do you want him to do? He's trying to figure out his way. Still in his first year. This second year thing, he hasn't played 82 games yet. Let the man.
So you want him to shoot his way out? You want him to shoot his way out then? You want him to keep taking shots from the 3-point range, right?
Listen, he's getting open shots like Sim said. Look, he's getting open shots like Sim said, and I seen Sim. He's just not knocking down the shots. And until he knocks down the shots, just like he had games in Indiana, he's knocking down shots. People was happy. There's going to be games where he wavers from not hitting shots and making shots. He's still a rookie trying to figure out his spots offensively in the NBA. He has to figure out what he can do offensively and the mismatch they need to put him in. And again, if you don't have him in that post area, because I've seen Gammo talk about how effective he is, and I continually keep speaking about it, you put a player like that where he is most buttered so his game can expand. If you constantly have him on the perimeter, he can't move fast. He's not fast. And we don't have an offense that the ball swings to an extent where he can get the spacing. That is what's happening with him. Why? He's out of rhythm. He's a rhythm player, a rhythm shooter. And until this offense,
but see, my thing is I can't agree with the whole out of rhythm thing because I just can't agree with it. You know, he's getting shots wide open and in rhythm, wide open. I mean, he's coming off 2 dribbles off the bounce off of a Julius Randle screen at the elbow. All he got to do is knock that thing in, and he's not hitting it. I'm not getting mad at RJ. I'm just not blaming it on – I'm not going to put it on anything else. If he wasn't getting wide open shots, I could say, okay, you know what? Maybe some things ain't hitting for him. But he's getting bro, when I say wide open, wide open, there's a lot of times when there's not a defender around him and he's getting these shots, bro. Not a defender around him.
I understand that.
So how can that be a rhythm thing? Like you got the ball, there's nobody there. Mid-range shots, nobody there.
So
3-point shots. He's not a 3-point shooter. But there's no I mean, to me, that's not a rhythm thing.
So, Sam, if he's going like 0 for 5 in his first 5 shots, are you, as a coach, are you going to tell him to keep shooting, or are you going to tell him to do other things?
Take it to the basket.
Right. Okay, Nathan. All right. Yeah. Would you tell him that?
I'm going to tell him to keep shooting the basketball.
Okay.
You got to keep. So you got to encourage him to shoot. If he can't shoot,
listen. You got to.
Even if your team is going in a drought.
Listen, you have
him
to.
Not shooting, and now you have somebody else not shooting.
Bro, you have to keep shooting the basketball. You heard Tom Thibodeau the other day. He said, one of the things that's hurting us in the zone is that we are now beginning to hesitate. We're second-guessing ourselves. He said, if you're open, you got to – hold up. He said, if you're open, you got to shoot the basketball. You can't second-guess yourself. You just got to shoot it. I know it gets hard for players. Hold up, Mark. It gets hard for players. Right? Because, you know, you're missing shots, and I seen RJ Barrett the other day, and it pained me because he had the ball, and he was open for 3, and he started to shoot it, and then he said, never mind, and he dipped it off, I think, to Austin Rivers. Right? And I was like, no, that's not the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to go ahead and shoot the ball. Why do you think Pat Riley kept John Starks in the game when they played against Houston? Because that was his guy, and he said, shoot yourself. You got to shoot it. Shoot it when you're open. So yes, if I'm Coach Tom Thibodeau, I'm still telling RJ, you're open, shoot the ball. You got to shoot the ball.
But you don't tell him to get to the lane and get easy baskets?
I'm not saying don't get the lane. I'm just saying, but if you're wide open, you take the shot. You take the shot. Because it's good. Listen, RJ doesn't jump high. So if he has a wide open mid-range jump shot, and then you say, oh no, go to the lane, right? And go into traffic, then you're asking for him to, you know, you take the wide open mid-range jump shot.
How about getting in the post more?
Yeah, I mean I'm gonna be honest with you. He hasn't proved to me. He hasn't proved himself in the post this year either.
He don't have the moves in his.
But they don't encourage him to get in the post.
Hold on.
I saw him do it once. I saw him do it once against PJ Tucker last year.
Yeah, to say that somebody will go to the box and put somebody on their back, Kev, is not saying that. Oh, like Kobe and Jordan, when they put you on on the box and they put you on their back, they had a million moves for you. RJ only got one move over his left shoulder. He can pivot, might get you up in the air, to do something like that. The next thing he's gonna do is his fadeaway. Those are the only
one thing he's got to work on, that go-to move.
Hold on. The Prince, look.
It's a little hard to hear you, Mark.
I'm not saying you go to him every time in the post, but because he has a passing ability, because he has that, he's a threat. He's a threat for passing, and he's a threat for going up. So it's not just him have to go into a post and score automatically. It's him creating for others. That's what I'm talking about. He's good at that. I see anytime he's in that way, you can use him in that way instead of having him on the perimeter where teams can defend him.
Mark, it's a little hard to hear you.
Yeah, you're kind of low. Let me get to a phone call. You can fix that. Let me get to a phone call. Caller, you live. What's popping? Caller, you there?
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on with you, man?
What's going on, Tim? This is JD. My voice is a little out. I haven't been feeling too good the last couple of days. Been supporting through the chat.
I appreciate you, man. Hopefully you feel better.
Yes, shout out to the panelists, Uncle Fulio. Shout out to you. That battle with you and Legion is funny. We can't. It's wild, man. I wanted to first, everyone subscribe, keep supporting. I actually just hit on the link and put my phone, so I got the link. So I'll be downloading that app, and I'll continue to support you.
Appreciate you.
So the point I wanted to make is, as you saw with today's trade, I just want all Knicks fans to see with all the recent quote-unquote star trades, from Drew Holiday to James Harden to everyone else recently, Knicks fans are going to have to accept that in today's time, a trade will involve a ridiculous amount of draft capital. I remember when we traded for Carmelo, many people had criticisms of what we gave up. But if you see the way that business is being done today, it's kind of how the way that organizations are giving out max contracts, in the sense that it's no longer about, is that player an actual franchise player? If that player, like a Brandon Ingram, is considered the best player on the team, or he's performed statistically to a certain level, you're automatically going to get a super contract. So in the world of the trade business now, it's like, it doesn't matter if it's Levine or Beal or whoever. If you want that player, you're just going to have to give up a whole bunch of picks. Because if Drew Holiday is, is getting that type of haul, I just want Knicks fans to accept that, because when it's our turn, as you see now, a lot of these big teams, the Bucks, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Mavericks, we have their picks. A lot of these teams have given up a lot of their assets. So when the next couple of elite players, whether they request a trade or they just become available, the Knicks are going to be in the driver's seat to be able to give up some assets. But just know that when that time comes, we're going to have to give up a lot, because that's just the way that the business is being done today. And I know we haven't been in that territory, so it may come as a surprise, but I won't be surprised for a guy like Levine if we give up everything, because that's just the way it is, unless we develop our own star. So that's all I wanted to say. It's going to be a great show. There's a lot to unpack. There's a game to be played tonight, even with everything that's going on. And actually, tonight's a game that we got to get now.
We need to get it.
They have half their team gone. So
right.
Thank you, Sin. Thank you to everyone. And thank you for
appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. Go take care of yourself. Make sure you get better, man. We need you. We need you to be healthy. Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man.
Hey Josh, I saw you shaking your head, man. What you got to say?
Well, hold on. Yeah. I'm gonna get to Josh, man. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Uncle Fulio. Right? He said, he said, how would RJ take the bench? He said he should take it well. He's only 20, but if he loses confidence, then he has the best guy to build around. Then was he the best guy to build around in the first place? Alphas don't lose confidence. Stephen Kennedy Jr. said, how do I become a member? I need my 1v1 with Mark. We got somebody looking to go one-on-one with you, Mark. Oh, snap.
Yo, why everybody come after me? What I do to y'all?
Because you are crazy on Twitter. You are crazy.
Everybody loves to hate, Mark. You are the crazy. Everyone loves to hate, bro.
You are crazy.
Listen, that word crazy it's a cop out because y'all don't want to really get to know me. Stop using crazy.
Oh
for a
my
cop.
God! Let me get the Mark.
Y'all
Let
don't
me
wanna
get to
to
Josh.
know
Go
me.
ahead, Josh. Go ahead, Josh. I don't know what Mark. As a matter of fact, smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button.
Smash
And,
that like button, man.
And to Stephen Kennedy in the members section of the community, there's a link in there that you can use. All right, but go ahead, Josh.
I just think the RJ, like, listen, I want to see RJ succeed. I think we all do. He's a part of our team. He's someone that we drafted number 3 overall. I want to see him succeed. But all these excuses for RJ Barrett talking about it's still his rookie year. Can he win?
Oh, he froze up. He was about to ask, can he win Rookie of the Year? Go ahead, Josh. You froze up.
Go ahead, Josh.
You back.
You froze.
Yeah. Can he win Rookie of the Year right now? Is he in a Ben Simmons type of situation where he didn't play that many games in his first year, didn't play any games in his first season in the NBA, and he's still eligible to win Rookie of the Year? No, he's not a rookie because he played games last season, and he played meaningful games last season with the New York Knicks, okay? He's not the only person whose season was cut short due to COVID. There's been a lot of rookies whose season were cut short last year due to COVID. Quit making excuses for this kid. I understand that he's 20 years old. I understand that, we all want to see him do well. But if you're not shooting well, you're not shooting well. Okay? Go onto the bench, get down the
When did I not say he didn't shoot well? When did I not say he didn't shoot well?
Let's hold on, Mark. I wasn't even talking about you. I didn't even mention your name once. That's and it's the defensive we'll have when we bring up RJ.
I'm back, baby. I'm back.
So look, again, like I want RJ Barrett go out and get more in transition, because in a half-court game, he just simply does not have all the moves in the world. And we're talking about 38 minutes a game. What has he done to earn 38 minutes a game? Kevin Knox is a shooter, catching shots. Huh?
Didn't we win 5 games? He wasn't on the court for 38 minutes helping us win those 5 games compared to last year?
Mark, he's inefficient from the field. I want to get him better. I'm trying to help him. I'm offering something to help him. I'm not coming at him. I'm trying to help him out.
Hey, guys, I think we
get out of transition more.
Hey, Josh, hold up. I think we put in too much stock. Joe, the boy is in a slump, bro. That's it. You can't. I don't get it. He's in a slump. It's nothing about RJ game. He ain't got to change nothing. He ain't got to do nothing. The boy is in a slump. That's it. Come on, y'all. Y'all trying to beat this boy up like he's a boxer. The brother in a slump. That's all. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
But here's my thing. Here's my
come
thing.
on, man.
Here's my thing.
The NBA.
Okay, here's my thing.
It's not me.
My opinion is I think he's shooting too much, and it's not producing baskets. That's my thing. Divine, I agree with you that he's in a slump. But if I'm trying to help to win the game, because we've been in a 3-game losing streak, if I'm trying to win the game, I'm going to do everything I can to help us win that game. And if that means I have to take less shots and give it to Knox or somebody else because they're hot, I'm going to do that.
Yo, Kevin, this team is offensively. This team is not an offensive team, bro. Like, y'all talk like this team can score with a lot of these teams. They can't. They just can't. That's the problem. That's what we're gonna go through.
Hold on. I'm about to mention his name, but I know you want him off the team already.
Who?
And he's having, a fantastic year. And Randall.
I gave my props to that man. I didn't say no hate towards him. He's doing what he's doing.
And he didn't even say his name though. He said that.
Exactly. That's why I know he's not doing what he's doing.
All right. So look.
I don't want it to be an argument.
Okay.
But listen. Let's get back to the game itself, right? Let's get back to the game itself. I want to ask you. I'm not sure if KD is playing tonight or not. I've seen some people say KD's not playing. I haven't seen any reports saying that he's not playing. But do you all ever? I'm gonna start with you, Tony. Can you see Tom Thibodeau using the zone? I think that he should look towards using the zone sometimes, because there are times when we're getting beat man-to-man big time. Guys going back door, not even just one-on-one guys dribbling in front of us, but just, beating us back door, all those type of things. And when you're playing someone like you got KD and you just have nobody that can really stick them, and even no one that can even make it tough for him, in my opinion. Not to say that, we're horrible defensively. We've had some horrible moments, but no one in the league can really stick him. Why not go zone a couple of possessions? You don't have to be the whole game. Just, a few possessions, go zone, throw something different at them. Make the Nets have to think a little bit. What you think about that, Tony?
I think it could work in spurts if it's done strategically. But what I would do, I'd give Kevin Durant the Julius Randle treatment and throw doubles and triple teams at him all day and make all these guys that are not accustomed to being on the floor, with these extra minutes or whatever, make these guys try to beat us. With the exception of the next shooter in Harris, I'd take my, I'd be willing to bet against those other guys, those other three guys on the floor, whomever they're going to be, and just, hey, Durant, it's going to be tough for you tonight. You know what I mean? Give him that Julius Randle treatment.
Absolutely.
Double, triple team every time.
Absolutely.
Kev, what do you think, man?
Yeah, to answer your question about the zone, have we ever seen Tibbs use the zone in these 11 games? Never seen him use it, right?
Nope.
Oh. I don't know if he'll change from that. I mean, I wouldn't mind throwing it in there. The only team that I've seen against us that has worked it to perfection of the zone, I mean, really getting into us was Charlotte. Those guys, they put the zone on us, and it was just, lights out, for them. So,
Kevin,
yes.
The last few games, teams just been throwing the zones at us. It's not just Hornets. Teams
we get that. We get that. Go ahead, Kev.
We get that. What I'm talking about is their 2 point guards in Rozier and Graham were like dogs, junkyard dogs against ours. All right, when they were guarding us.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I'm getting at. So again, Sam, to answer your question, I wouldn't mind seeing that in there. I would again, I want to see 2 or 3 guys thrown at Kevin Durant and make everybody else, try to beat us and everything and see about that. So.
Okay. Devon, what do you think, man?
Kevin Durant is one of them zone busters. That's how bad the 7-foot zone buster. But
yeah, exactly.
I mean, you could. I agree. You could throw a double team at him, might help. Yeah, you could throw a double team. It might help. But I still would try the zone because like I said, when all else fails, if it don't work, you go back to what you do. But there's nothing wrong with throwing something different in there to kind of shake it up. But that's the scary thing about Durant, man. It's like the kid is almost 7 foot in his wingspan, and he shoot like Jesus, whatever, So it's like good. It's tough, man. And but I think I hope the Knicks just put Kevin Knox out there. It's a learning experience for him to go up. Plus, he was shooting, playing ball with KD all summer this year. In LA, they was playing ball together, hooping and everything. So I think Knox ready, man. I don't know what people think. He's ready. I think you just got to throw that boy in there. Even if you start RJ at the 2, throw Knox at the start. And small forward. He got length. He could shoot just as good as Bullock. I understand Bullock aggressive, but Bullock don't rebound too good neither. So I'm like, for the night, I would throw Knox in there and start him and let him get his butt whipped.
Exactly.
Because what? Knox still might get you 16, 15, or and if he getting 15, Durant getting 25, that's only 10 point better than Knox. So I won't have no problem throwing Knox there. If Knox get you 15, Durant get you 25, he only beat Knox by 10 points, and that ain't bad.
Against the All-Star. And that's all-star and MVP. So
that's rewarding Knox for a good game last time.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I got no problem with that.
When it comes to Knox, you got to pray that he's going to score for 10 points. It ain't something that you go into every game and say, yo, he's going to get me at least 10 to 15 points. When he has games like that, it's like a breath of fresh air, honestly, when it comes in, because you don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, you know what though? I mean, he's give it to him. He's averaging 8 points a game. I'm not saying that that's a world beater, good. But listen, he's averaging 8 points a game. He's getting a couple of rebounds. He's only averaging 21 minutes. You're telling me if he was averaging 35, 33 minutes a night, he wouldn't score 12 to 15?
No. I would have to see that to actually feel good about it, but Knox has been doing what he's been told to do. He's shooting the three. He's shooting the three very well. He's playing defense from time to time very, very well. And we have to single cover Durant because the Brooklyn Nets is a three-point shooting team. And if you double Durant, you don't want those shooters to go off. Let Durant beat us. Don't let the whole team Don't let the team beat us because they got shooters. I would see
but Mark, you said he's been playing good defense from time to time. He's been busting his butt all the time on the defensive end. We couldn't say that about him last year. This year we can.
Again,
he got better defensively last year.
I just said the dude is doing good, but
but you said from time to time.
Yeah, but he's doing it from time to time. I can't say he's doing it consistently. He's doing it from time to time where it's okay for what he's coming into the season and doing. And to put Kevin Knox on Kevin Durant, he don't have the IQ to even deal with Kevin Durant.
But that's the thing. But that's what I'm saying. Nobody is going to cover Kevin Durant. Nobody is going to cover Kevin Durant. So you don't want to put RJ on him. You don't want to put Julius Randle on him because we need those guys for offensive purposes.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
I'm sacrificing RJ's offense for his defense on Kevin Durant because he's more stout than Knox. Because Knox lower body.
Yeah, okay. Gordon Hayward, he wasn't stout enough to cover Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead,
exactly.
Nate. Hold on.
Yeah. Here's the reality with Knox, and this I think this annoys Knicks fans more than anything. Is this guy was drafted high, and we need to see what we have in this guy because his contract is coming up, and we need to see if we're going to extend him or if he's going to be one of the young pieces that we keep. And he needs to be given every opportunity to play and start over Bullock. I mean, I like Bullock. I think Bullock brings a better defensive quality than Knox does. But we need to see if Knox is going to be our future. We know Bullock's not going to be our future. We need to see if Knox is going to be the future. And we need to see what Knox has. And I've said this so many times. Put him out there against Kevin Durant.
Right.
Let him. If he gets cooked, he gets cooked.
Right.
It's life. It happens. Exactly. It's in the NBA. He'll only get better from it. You know, you need to have him out there. We need to see what we got in this guy. We can't just evaluate him from the bench.
I'm not saying, I wanted them to start Kevin Knox because I want to see what we got in him. I just want to see him see how it looks in that lineup. I'm just a big proponent of, and I'm a Knox fan. I'm just a big proponent of, if you're good enough to get the minutes, you're good enough to get the minutes. If you're not, you're not. I'm not trying to see, I'm just going to put him out there just to see what he has. You see what the player has in practice.
At some point we do.
I disagree. You see what the player has in practice. If the player can't produce in practice, what the hell are they going to do on the floor in the game?
Dennis Smith Jr.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. I just don't get it when you say we got to see what this guy has. You see what they have in practice playing against NBA players.
But I want to see him. I mean, practice. You're right about practice. You practice how you play, but we also need to see him in live games more. We need to see him playing with more minutes.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you can't prove it in practice, what makes you think you're all of a sudden going to prove it in the game?
DNP.
Right? And I'm not saying he's not proving it in practice. I mean, he's obviously getting 20, 21, 22 minutes a game. But when you have a young player, if they can't prove in practice that they can carve out minutes on your team in practice, then why all of a sudden are they going to carve out minutes? They're going to get in the game and be this player. They have to make it. They have to make it in practice first.
Yeah, but Sam, the other thing that Nate was getting at was that if we're talking about extending him, we have to see more. That was the other thing. Am I right, Nate? Is that what
I'm saying?
We just got to put more on the court.
But what I'm saying, he's playing 21, 22 minutes a game.
Right.
Okay.
You know what you got. You kind of know what you're doing and what you got with Kevin Knox. I think the thing is,
do you rather? Okay, so let me ask you this question: do you rather see Knox at 21 minutes a game and Bullock with whatever he's averaging 30 or something, or would you rather see Knox averaging 30 points or averaging 30 minutes and Bullock around 20?
To me, when he earns 30 minutes, He gets 30
has to earn
minutes.
it, man.
That is the bottom line. When he earns 30 minutes, he gets 30 minutes.
So you don't think he's earning his 30 minutes?
Kevin,
Hold on, one at a
Knox do not
time. One
play
at a
with
time. We got one at a time. One at a time. Go ahead, Kevin.
No, what I was asking you. Hold on, Mark. Hold on. Sim, so the question is, you don't think he's earning his 30 minutes yet? Is that what I'm hearing? You don't think he's earning his 30 minutes?
I don't know. I'm not in practice. When Thibodeau believes that he deserves 30 minutes on the court, he'll get 30 minutes on the court.
Okay.
Well,
To me, you just have
you
earn that 30 minutes. You're not just giving it just because I want to see what you got. I see what you got in practice.
He's starting to get him. I think after the last game, even in the Toronto game when he went to Tampa home, he had 16. Knox going to start.
He played well last year.
Right, he's going to get more minutes. Think about this here. The last game he played, Knox had 17 at halftime, and they shut him out in the third quarter. They ain't even passing the ball.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna speak up and say, "Hey, man, we gotta start playing this game."
Yeah.
I don't even think, like Sim said, I believe, and Ron Hebrew, he's been saying this since before it started, that they set it up that way for a reason. They wanted these kids to beat out the journey.
Right.
And me personally, at first, I really didn't understand that. I understood what he was saying, but it really didn't come to fruition for me until I truly seen Knox sitting behind Bullock. And again, do I believe Knox should play? Yes. But like Sim is saying, until he does the things that Tom Thibodeau wants him to do, I don't think we're going to see Knox start. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see Knox play a lot more minutes. It's like this. And I hate that it is like this for Knox. But again, because Knox hadn't had good coaching for the last 2.5 years, Tom Thibodeau said this: I'm going to give you enough of what you need, not what you want. So again, I'm going to give you the minutes that you need. And once you show me that you can be effective in the minutes that you need and not that you want, then I will show you, how good of a player you can be. And we've seen when Kevin Knox get in the game, he's a lot more efficient than what he was a couple years ago. Yeah, so now he understands, okay, Tom don't want me to do no stupid willy-nilly layups. He don't want me to, do no stupid or sloppy passes. Yeah, or lapses on defense. So now when Kevin Knox get in the game, and like Sim said, when he earns the minutes that he gets in the game, he cherishes those minutes. Right. So he understands that I can't screw up because I might not only get another 3 or 4 minutes for the rest of this game. So I respect.
Real quick, guys. Obi Toppin is available for tonight.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, hopefully he's gonna play. Big shout out to Stephanie. Thank you for the super chat. We miss you in the video chat. She said this is not a scrimmage. Start Knox because we think he can help us, not because we want to see him develop. This is not a tryout. Exactly.
Sim, for example, right? Look how Mitch took back his spot from Noel.
Yep.
There's a certain type of a fire that Kevin Knox has to play with when you have Tom Thibodeau that he's looking for. Kevin Knox wavers through in and out the game. That's what Tibbs see, why he pulls him out from time to time. That's why no motion from time to time. When you watch Mitch on the floor, it's hard to take him off the floor because he might make a mistake, but he comes back and makes a better responsible play. There's things that Knox has to learn that you got to keep taking him out and putting him back in so he can get it. Because Mitch took his spot from New Orleans. People thought New Orleans was going to start.
Not me.
Yeah. So listen. Let me get to Yanson. Let me get to Yanson, who just joined us in the video chat. Welcome to the chat, my friend. How you feeling, man?
How you doing, fellas?
Right.
Good, man. Glad you're joining us.
Thank you.
Talk to us, man, about just tonight's game. What do you think the Knicks got to do tonight?
Man, well, hopefully, having Obi, that helps a lot because, as far as our depth, our depth is depleted. And so bringing back Obi, hopefully Obi could bring a spark, to us. So really, just want the guys to play hard, man. Play hard, play a consistent game and manage the turnovers. You know, that I think that's one of the key things. You know, hopefully we can get a spark from someone else besides Randall, which I'm really surprised that he's been really playing really consistent. So I think one of the key is somebody besides Randall got to score over 25, and someone else got to kind of get around that 18 range, or we don't have a chance at all. So we're gonna need scoring, and hopefully maybe Obi could bring that spark. I don't know. It's gonna be. I don't expect it because it's a rookie coming off pretty much almost 8 games, but he could help as far as like that, because you could just tell towards games we just look tired, like we look depleted, and Tibbs is not low managing nobody, so guys got to play hard. Knox got to step up. We need a big game from Knox, and I know we was talking about him, but we need a big game from Knox. Like Knox, I'm sorry, but he needs to be a guy where he could at least on a bad night he could still get you 15. Like we need that from him. We can't have nights where he goes off for 18, but the next game he goes for 6. Like we can't have that from him.
I mean, and that's the inconsistency, man. Hopefully he's building. I think he's building, to get to that point where he can be consistent every night, and like you said, on an off night, still be able to get you 15. I think that's going to take a little while for him, know. He's trying to get there, though. He's trying to get there. The Knicks have released the starting lineup for tonight, and it is the same. Elfrid Payton starting at point guard, Austin Rivers at shooting guard, R.J. Barrett at the 3. That means he's guarding Kevin Durant. Julius Randle at power forward, and Mitchell Robinson at the center spot. So that is your starting 5 for tonight versus the Brooklyn Nets.
I know that coaches Tibbs is has the last say, but do any of the coaching staff give him any suggestions on on the story? Well, yeah. I mean,
Tom Thibodeau is an old dog, man. Like we saying from Sim told us, bro. Tom Thibodeau is an old dog, man. He, and not saying that from a disrespectful standpoint, but I remember when my second coaching job in football, and I had a varsity coach who, he was one of them coaches who 3 yards in a cloud of dust. But they believe in that for a reason. So Tibbs is stuck to a system I'm not going to change up rosters our boy Fizz. Every game you got a different starting lineup, because we would be killing them for that. So again, we just see Tom Thibodeau is one of them dudes where, he said, who cares who I start the game with? You better pay attention to who I end the game with. Right. So again, it is what it is for the starting lineup. There's a reason why Tibbs goes with those guys. So.
Hey, Sim, I got a question for you.
Going back to Sims's point, he must not see something in Knox in practice.
I don't think it's that, Kev. But I think it's nothing like that. I think he doesn't, because the player not starting don't mean that. I think sometimes you put a star lineup because you're comfortable with them guys that help you. Not that Knox is not earning a minute. I don't think it had nothing to do with that. I think he Bullock starting over Knox, because I think Bullock could bring you more. He thinks Bullock could bring more to the
veteran presence. He's been there before.
Right. Okay, so now if that Bullock is out, Divine, he's still going with Rivers. Why not go with that?
But Knox played 30 minutes last game.
Right.
He played over 30 minutes the last game. But hold up. But here's the thing, though. Kev. It's not just about you have to build a player's confidence. You have to help a player build their confidence, right? And part of that is helping them to build the stamina and the endurance for the game. And when I say that, I'm not saying that they're not in shape on the floor. I'm saying the stamina of the game to continue to produce at a high level throughout your time on the floor. Because you have some players, they get on the floor and for 10 minutes, they produce like an all-star, but then they drop off. So I gotta put this guy out there I could put this guy out there for 10 minutes, and I know I'm gonna get this all-star level production for 10 minutes. But after that, I'm gonna start getting diminishing returns. So that's why that guy only averages 10 points and 3 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Because hold up. Because after 12 minutes, 13 minutes, this guy starts to fall off, and I can no longer get production. So you gotta put a guy out there, especially like a Kevin Knox, where you can maximize the production. and then you start to give him more minutes, and if they can go another 3 minutes and give you good production, okay, his endurance is longer. All of a sudden, you notice I can get this guy 33, 34 minutes and continue to get maximum production from him, and then now I know, I really got a stud here. And sometimes you got to build that type of endurance.
Facts.
You got to build it up. You know what I mean? You can't just do it.
Great analogy, Sim. That was
hold on. He's giving Knox responsibilities in that second unit that he won't have the opportunity to do in the first unit. So if Knox can't do that in the second, if he can't do that consistently in the second unit, that is a problem because he's running sets for him. It's up to Knox, and if he wants it. When I watch him, I see the plays that Tibbs run for. Tibbs is calling plays. These plays got to execute it. When I hear people say he's not running play, if y'all don't look at Tom Thibodeau over there yelling and throwing signs, y'all not watching basketball. It's up to these players to execute these plays. And these players are not executing when he's running stuff. It happens from time to time, but he's giving Knox responsibility in that second unit that would help his game. Yeah. But if a player don't go after the ball, if his confidence wavers, that is a problem. He's not going to be able to get the minutes. And the reason why he started Rivers over him, because we need someone to start the defensive tempo in the first quarter. That's why you have Bullock.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, if that's the reason why he's starting Rivers, okay, but it didn't happen against Charlotte. It didn't happen defensively against Charlotte with Rivers out there starting, so I don't know if that's it.
Listen, that Charlotte team is very talented. They're more talented than us. They offense, what they run, the cuts, the sets. The Knicks couldn't compute what the Hornets was doing when I watched that. They couldn't compute.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, Austin Rivers was part of that when he came out there. Austin Rivers was part of that. I'm not going to sit there and just say, it's only because of defensive purposes. I just think it's more because he's a veteran that's been in the league for a while and he trusts him a little bit more.
Yeah, we're going to have bad games. But we're top 15 in defense, so I'm okay with that. With this roster, we're top 15. So what are y'all expecting? Some all-class defense?
Here's my thing with Knox, and I'm going to...
Thumbs up to the chat. Everybody throw the thumbs up button in the chat, y'all. What's up?
Here's my thing with Knox, and I'm going to end it right here. When he first got to the team, when the Knicks first drafted him, he was a starter that whole year. The next year, Morris took that spot away from him. All right? And now it's been hard as hell for him trying to get it back. That's what I'm getting back. He's
not inconsistent, Kevin.
Well, but he started the whole season.
Like Sim said, you're right, Kevin. But meritocracy don't always, you know what I'm saying? It don't always have to be a negative effect. Like Sim said, like in that case, it makes perfect sense to make Knox earn it, because again, you're trying to teach him not to do the bad things that he learned in other regimes or that his game will go to. So again, if you have the time to teach him by saying sit on the bench and I'm gonna show you, and then you're gonna get minutes, because as we see, it's not like Knox is getting DMP
getting minutes,
or nothing like that. It's
he ain't get Jay.
All right. Go ahead. I'm gonna come to Yanson, then Josh, and then I'm gonna come down here. I don't know if it's Steven or Stefan. Then I'm going to come down there. So one at a time. Don't cut him off. Go ahead, Yanson.
Right. Well, I think with the situation with Knox, I mean, he had no choice to play that first year because our roster was not talented.
Garbage.
So of course he's going to play that first year. The second year, that's kind of on Fizz because he had a good 10-game stretch where Fizz didn't start him. And you could tell after that, his confidence just went kaput after that.
Exactly.
So, I mean, he just got to figure a way out to grind out the mud and get himself in the starting rotation. But, I like Knox, but he's not going to get in the starting rotation if one game he's going for, 5 for 6 from 3. In the next game, he's not even if he's not shooting well, he's not getting to the line. He's making stupid mistakes on defense. So, of course, he's not going to play. At least with those guys, with Rivers and Bullock, they could score, 12 points and still have a bad game. When Knox have a bad game, he can't even get into double digits, so.
Okay. All right. Josh? Go ahead, Josh.
So the thing with Knox, and everybody's kind of all over the place with it, but Knox started his first year. Fizdale came, or the second year, Fizdale took him out the starting lineup, took some of his minutes away. And now in his third season, Knox is starting to play better with the limited minutes that he's had. And we talk about consistency. Knox is one of the most efficient players on the team with the limited amount of minutes that he's getting. And we've seen he got the minutes when he started getting 30 minutes a game. He's able to be effective, 17 points in the first half, and they didn't look for him in the third quarter. If they did, imagine how many points he could have had. So Knox is actually earning his minutes now. He's starting to earn it. So with that being said, you play Knox and you give him those minutes because he's earned it. RJ, on the other hand, has not earned 38 minutes a game. Not the way he's shooting. I understand he's doing other things well, but a question that I have, RJ's been playing 3 for the most part during the season, right? Not the 2.
You're right.
Right. Why is everyone saying that we need to start Knox over Bullock? Bullock has been playing the 2. It's the 3 that we want Knox to play. So Knox should play more the 3 instead of RJ. That's the conversation, not over Bullock. Now, if you have a problem with Bullock, then that's him and Rivers, that conversation. But when it comes to the 3, it's RJ and it's Knox. So far, Knox, with the limited amount of minutes he's been playing, has been playing better than RJ. Or at least shooting more efficient from the field. So give Knox some of those minutes, take some of those minutes away from RJ, and you can do it that way and get more Knox.
Yeah, RJ shouldn't be playing 38 minutes, period. I mean, you're going to wear him out.
Yeah. Hold up, Nate.
We're talking about earning it. Has RJ owned 38 minutes a game? He hasn't earned that. Are you kidding me?
Heck no.
Okay. Let me come to, I don't know if it's Steven or Stephen, but.
It's Steven. You can hear me?
Steven? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I kind of agree with Josh, but in a sense, you can always just move RJ to the 2 and then start Kevin Knox at the 3.
There you go.
Start them together. Only reason I'm saying start Knox, like I made my call earlier. Only reason I said start Knox was because every team, for the most part, that we played against has ran zone. Like they coming out like the zone is how we're going to stop the Knicks. Julius Randle wants the post touch. We're going to double team him off the zone. We're going to play the zone. He can't get the ball to where he wants to be. That's why we see the cross court turnover 3 times in the Charlotte game. It's like they're going to go zone. So I'm not saying start Knox because, oh, he's a great shot creator or he can do this, do that. He's good at his role. He's good. He fits well with those guys in the starting lineup. Elfrid Payton's a penetrator. Julius Randle's a penetrator. So you start a shooter, have him play off of them, and then once RJ comes in with that younger core, he can be that penetrator. He can have the ball in his hand, play that Elfrid Payton, Julius Randle type of role.
So you want RJ off the bench then, right? Is that what you're saying?
Even if RJ starts at the 2 with the way that Thibodeau plays his guys, I think once the bench comes in, you leave RJ in there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna start RJ at the 2 with Elfrid Payton, with Kevin Knox, I don't really like the lineup because it's more drivers than shooters on the court, and we're in a shooting league. But if you want to start RJ, if I'm Thibodeau and I want to start RJ, I'd rather start him at the 2 next to Knox than start him at the 3.
Okay,
yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense, man. Makes a lot of sense. All right, I want to ask you guys before we get out of here, and I just want to remind everybody, man, to check out my new channel, The Ball Street Report, and what The Ball Street Report is about. It's all about learning, talking about, and having discussions about investing in players' performance through predictionstrike.com. Yeah, you heard it. You invest in a player's performance, how well they're doing, and you can make money that way, right? You can purchase RJ Barrett right now for 58 cents per share. And if he does well, it might go up to 60, it might go up to 70, it could go up to $1. You might double your money.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. And the Ball Street Report, we haven't put any content there yet, but on the Ball Street Report, we're going to break down those players and who you should invest in and all those type of things. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, click on Prediction Strike, see what it's about, and your first investment of $20, if you use the code NBK, you'll get an extra $10 on top of that. All right. So, the link is already pinned at the top of the YouTube chat. So you can go ahead and check that out when we're out of here. And make sure you get the NBK app. It's going to be one of your best ways to stay updated. We got people in there chatting. We got forums in there. We put links to the live streams. There's links to my other channels in there. And we just do a lot of talking and just having a good time in the chat. So make sure you go check out all of those things. Like I said, they're pinned to the top of YouTube chat, all of the links. So my last question before we get up out of here, I'm going to start with you, Tony. What's your strategy? What are the key factors to beating the Nets tonight?
Again, I'll reiterate. Gotta get the ball out of Durant's hand. Make those other guys beat us. Hopefully we could turn around our shooting percentage, bring that back up. As we noted the other night, when we shoot well, we win, or we're in the game at the very least. And when we don't shoot well, we don't look good. So we gotta turn that around. And this is a prime opportunity right now. So if we could get this one, we could put things back on track, get us back to 500, right around where I keep saying we got to be in this first half of the season. A loss right now would be devastating, and I'm just gonna keep it 100. You know what I mean?
No lie, it would.
Now, yeah,
it would. And the thing is, I believe KD is still playing tonight. Seems like he's still playing. I haven't seen anything to say otherwise. With KD on the floor, it's a big chance that they could pull out a win. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Divine, what's your keys for tonight?
I think it's gonna be a bounce back game for Emmanuel quickly. I'm calling it tonight. I think Emmanuel's gonna come through tonight. I really do. I mean, he took that shooting series the other day. The boy was in the gym at 2:30 in the morning the other night. That's what ball players supposed to do when you ain't playing right. You go to the gym. They got off that road trip. The boy in the gym at 2:30 in the morning putting up shots. That's how you do it. I think he's gonna bounce back. I think having Todd Gibson and Obi Toppin just extra bodies, to bang with people and to get and so everybody won't get tired. I'm thinking Knicks coming out tonight, no doubt about it. They coming to play tonight.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Nate?
Defense starts with defense, man. We got to get that defense right. Interior defense was terrible against Charlotte. They just had their way with us in the paint. I agree with Tony. I think we do need to double team Durant for sure. I mean, he's our best player. He's our best shooter. You definitely got to get the ball out of his hands. And I'm going to go on the limb and say if Toppin gets the minutes, man, he's going to ball out. First game in the Garden, home cooking.
That's right.
He's biting at the bit to play at the Garden, man. I don't think he's played the Garden yet, no, right? Has he?
In preseason. Yes. He played in preseason.
Oh, okay. Well, now it's the regular season game, so even though there's no fans, he's going to get excited for this. He could be nervous, but he's going to get excited.
All right. Hopefully, we'll see. It didn't sound like when they talked to Thibodeau that didn't sound like he was, thinking that he was going to get a lot of minutes tonight, but we'll see. We'll see. Kev,
something. What
are your keys, man?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Tony and Mr. Devine and Mr. Nate, you've pretty much stole my thunder and everything. But I'm gonna the two I'm looking at Knox and I'm looking at Quickly. I expect Quickly to have a nice game tonight. You don't go in the morning around 2:00 in the morning putting in work and not have an effect on your next game. I look for Quickly to have a really, really good game. And then if we win this game, we're back at 500. Then we have Cleveland on Friday, possibly, we'll be back over 500. So the sky's not falling for us. Yeah, we lost 3 games straight. Our shooting hasn't been good, but it's something that's correctable. It's not like we're 8 games under 500. So we're only 1 game under 500. So let's get this win and get back to 500.
All right.
And that's
all right. Prince.
Oh, Prince.
You gotta unmute yourself, man.
Yeah, there he is.
My
There
bad,
you go.
Cornerstone. Me trying to have all the background noise, the kids yelling and stuff in the background. Oh, man, but yeah, man, for tonight, man, I'm definitely looking forward to us. We got to keep them guys out of the lane. We gotta get back to sticking up guards. I know New York got that no gun policy, but we're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to, definitely handcuff some cats. We can't let guys just walk to the basket. That was, the old Knicks. So again, we got to get back to what we started out the year and keeping guys in front of us, keeping guards under 20 points a game. Like I said, the last 2-3 games, guards have went crazy on us. So my key is going to be, like I said, playing consistent defense, keeping guards out of the paint. Don't let they top guard, whoever it is. I don't know who they got playing guard. I seen somebody say, was it Landry Shamet? And he can shoot. So, I mean, he's not a slouch. So I don't know who else they have. Oh, Landry can shoot.
Yeah,
but the thing is, I mean, if KD don't play, he's never won a game by himself. So I'm not worried about Landry Shamet, but he can shoot the ball. What I am more worried about, bigger than anything, is just us keeping their guards in somewhat of a control, because, again, they don't have bigs, and obviously if KD don't play, they don't have much firepower. But if KD does play, we got to go with that same type of defense we went when we played Giannis, and we basically kept all our eyes on Giannis and just played consistent defense and get back to sharing the ball, man. Share the ball. Like I always tell my kids, trust yourself, trust the system, and trust your brothers. If we do that, we'll get a W tonight, y'all.
All right, Josh.
A couple points that I want to make in regards to tonight's game. Mitchell Robinson versus DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan was supposed to be, Mitchell Robinson's mentor. And, we said that we always agreed that was a good thing for Mitchell Robinson. And quite frankly, Mitchell Robinson hasn't been given enough credit. We talk a lot about, what RJ is doing and Knox. But a lot of times we don't talk about Mitchell Robinson and the improvements that he's made, staying out of foul trouble and basically being disciplined on the defensive end relative to last season. So big ups to Mitchell Robinson. He's been playing really well.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And that's what I needed to point that out. The second thing that I want to talk about in regards to tonight's game is the transition game. The Nets shoot very early in the shot clock. Mike D'Antoni, Steve Nash, there's their coaches, the old Phoenix, early in the shot clock. So this might be an opportunity tonight for the Knicks to get some rebounds and get out in the break, tonight with Quickly and especially Toppin back out there. And it may open it up for RJ Barrett to get some good shots. So if the Knicks are able to do that, get the Nets to make some shots early in the shot clock, we can be able to get out and run, and hopefully that gets RJ's game going. So transition game, if the Knicks can get back in transition defense, and then if they force a bad shot and get the rebound and go up the fast break and go the other way with it to try to get RJ Barrett open. So those are the keys to tonight's game. I still think the Nets win because they got the best player, and that's Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Okay. Jansen, what do you think, man? Keys to tonight.
I think some of the keys that we need easy baskets. So kind of what Josh was saying, transition baskets, but we also have to get to the free throw line. That's something that we really struggle at. So we're going to have to get to the free throw line, get some very easy baskets. And I think besides Randall, we're going to need two other guys to get 20 points apiece. We struggle to score the ball. So if we can get some guys who could really contribute and score over at least 20 points, then we have a shot at the game. And another point that I like Josh that made was Mitch versus I think that's a key matchup. And whether or not Durant plays or not, I want RJ to focus on just not scoring the ball, but just containing, and which we all know is going to be hard to do. But if he could just contain KD the best way he can, his offense is going to come. I feel like if he tries to do too much on offense, and then it's going to affect his defense. Let everybody else kind of score, and then you kind of fit in when it's time for you to fit in, to score. But that's my keys.
Okay. All right, Nate.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. This is our only televised national TV game. The hell with the Nets.
Right.
Let's make it all about the Knicks tonight.
Okay.
Let the announcers say, hey, how about that young Knicks team that's up and coming?
Right.
The hell with the Nets.
Well, you already know. It's gonna be all. They're gonna talk about the Nets all night long.
Yeah.
All night long. You know what I'm saying? Steven, couple of keys to tonight's game.
I think the keys to tonight, like Josh was saying, be transition game. But other than that, team defense and breaking the zone as a team. Like, it's not going to just take one dude. We just got to move that ball, get into the middle of that zone, penetrate, kick it out to the shooters. But that team defense, because it's going to take more than just one guy to stop Kevin Durant.
That's right. That's right. And I think, I think you gotta. We can't let the other guys get off, right? Because you look at tonight now, there's no Kyrie, Karis LeVert's not there. Don't let the other guys get off. You already know KD is going to get off. Make sure you're doing your job on the other guys. Don't let one of those guys get off like a Joe Harris, right? Don't let them get off and burn you. If you're going to let somebody burn you, it's got to be KD that burns you. I do want to see the Knicks get steals. And get out and run. We get turnovers. We play decent defense, but when the other team turns the ball over, it's always a travel. Maybe they throw it out of bounds. It stops us from running still because we're taking the ball out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't get a chance to get out and run. Now, we did have more fast break points against Charlotte because we did get some steals, so we were able to get out and run. Also, Charlotte was pressing a little bit. A couple times we broke the press and we were able to score. I would like to see the Knicks win the opposing team. If the Nets do decide to go zone on us, try to beat the zone up the floor a couple of times instead of walking the ball up and letting the zone set up. Try to beat the zone up the floor. Maybe you can get an easy bucket or two, and even if you're not hitting the 3-point shot, you might force them to get out of that zone because you're beating them up the floor, right? So that's another way that you can bust open that zone and make them go away from the zone. We definitely got a rebound tonight. That's got to start. That's got to finish our defense. There were a few times against Charlotte when I think they got a bunch of offensive rebounds in a row. And those type of plays, if you're on a little bit of a run, those type of plays can stop your run, because you couldn't get the offensive rebound. The last couple of plays, I think I've seen a lack of hustle in some areas. We would go through dips. When the other team is scoring and hot, we go through a little bit of a dip where, we maybe feel bad about ourselves. Then we come out in the third quarter and feel good and try to make a run and try to play hard. I don't want to see those dips. I want us to stay consistent with the energy all the way through. This team is known throughout from the time training camp started that they're going to have to beat teams not by talent but by outworking anybody, right? I can deal with losing because we're not hitting shots. I can deal with losing because the other team has more talent. I don't want to lose because we're getting outworked. And I felt like, especially against OKC, I really felt we got outworked versus OKC. That can't happen. Not with this team. There's a low margin for error. So I want to see the Knicks get back to working hard on every play, no matter what the score is, just continuing to grind it out and work hard because we've proved that when we do that, we can come back from a lead. You know what I mean? But we can't relax. We just got to continue to do it. Try to get steals, get out in transition, bust that zone by pushing it up the floor if you're not hitting that 3-point shot, and try to find a way. You're not going to neutralize KD, but try to find a way, just let KD do KD and shut down everybody else. That's how I see we can win this game. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back after the game. The game is on at 7:30 on ESPN. I'll be back after the game for the post-game show. I'm going to try to get on as quickly and as early as possible. All right, so look out for the notification. I do want to give a shout-out to City for Real. He said the team needs to be fired up for tonight. If there was ever a time to give it your all, it is tonight. I agree because the Nets are probably going to come in with some mixed emotions throughout the team. You know what I'm saying? We need to take advantage of that. They're probably going to, some players will be hyped because Harden's coming. Some players will be hyped because some of their friends are gone. Or feel bad because some of their friends are gone. So they might have some mixed emotions out there. Parrish Duggar, he said, get 2 out of the 3, LeVert, Oladipo, Zach LaVine now. LeVert and Oladipo's gone to their team, so the only person that you're going to get is Zach LaVine, if he's out there, if he's available. And then Dan Alcanot, he said, Mitch said he's shooting today. Yeah, Mitch did say something. He said, F that. He said, F it. He said, F it. F it. It's time to let it go. Or something like that. He said, F it. It's time to let it go. Let's do it, Mitch. Let's do it. I want to see it.
It only took him 2 years,
Hey, I told y'all it was coming. I told y'all.
Let's do it.
It only took him 2 years.
I definitely want to see it.
Yeah. He's like going to tell DJ, I don't want to be like you. I want to be able to shoot.
Exactly.
How long it took Ben Simmons? Oh, Oh.
Oh, right. How long it take Giannis?
So, you know, hopefully we do see him. If he gets the chance, I mean, we don't want him to do it just because. But he's going to get the chance. He's going to get the chance.
Have a lot of
shot clock go down and defend the ball.
When he be doing that handoff when the cat he come around, all Mr. got to do is fake that handoff and spin around and just.
That's the play I kept saying.
That fake handoff and spin around and just drive through the lane and somebody.
And you know Jordan's not coming out.
Not going to hurt.
And you know Jordan's not coming out.
Yeah, right.
So it's going to be there.
Right. And, you know, and part of it could just be that big brother, little brother rivalry with DeAndre Jordan. That was probably talking garbage or whatever. And he's like, all right, I'm going to shoot a jump on you tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Gave it to him last year for a minute.
You know, Jordan is like, yeah, all right, whatever. You see this right here. This is Mitch. I'm going to bring it on over. I don't know if it was on Twitter, Instagram, whatever it was. He said, F it. It's time to bring it out. Got himself, you know, showing his form.
Right.
So, all right. You know, we're going to see what's up. We're going to see what's up, Mitch.
Talk is cheap.
Yeah, but anyway.
Don't say it. Be about it.
That's right.
Welcome aboard, Jensen and Steven. Welcome aboard, all you brothers.
Doubt.
Keep your hitting them thumbs up. Tonight going to be fire because the Knicks going to bring some fire tonight.
Yeah.
Yo, let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Let's come back, all right?
I appreciate you guys, man. Ladies and gentlemen, again, make sure that you check out predictionstrike.com. If you decide to invest in one of those players' performance, that first $20 you invest, use the code NBK and get $10 extra on your investment. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, The Ball Report, where we're going to be breaking down players' performances and how it relates to your investments and stuff like that. It's cool. It's fun. All right. All of those links are right up there at the top of the YouTube chat. Top of the YouTube chat. You can catch those links. And the Wix, the NBK on Wix app is in there too. So I'll make sure I keep the chat up for a couple of minutes. You guys can talk and, access those links. They'll also be in the description of the video, in the comment section of the video. Be peaceful, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Enjoy the game. I can't wait to get back in the post game and talk about a Knicks win. Because we need this one. We need this one. We can't let the Nets trade for Harden and then beat us on the same day. We can't do it, bro. We can't do it. We just can't do it, man. So anyway, get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Spread love, ladies and gentlemen. Spread love. Get out of here.